So recently, the Football Manager Twitter account has put out a tweet showing that these are the most signed players in FM23. So what I thought I would do would be to fire up a couple of leagues, transfer the players into one of the teams in that league, and see what success we can bring. So in selecting the team, we've gone with the default formation that Football Manager has given us. It is a 4-2-3-1. What we've done is we've loaded in our 4-2-3-1 Chaos Hammer tactic that you can find in our tactic series from the link in the description. What we've done is to select the quick pick option, go with the best players in the position. What we then do is to bring in the players. We've brought them in to the position, and in doing so we've actually transferred out the players. So you'll find that's where Hector Bellerin is the first choice right back. He'll obviously be replaced by Livramento. So the teams that we're taking the players from aren't going to lose out then, because they are getting a replacement player in that position as well. Obviously, with the players that we are bringing in, it is a very young team. The likes of Rene Bargi is 16, Gavardio is 20 years of age. It is a very young team, and I am old enough to remember Alan Hansen when he said this:
"You can't win anything with kids."
So to try and win any silverware with this team in the modern day is probably not as challenging as it was back in the mid-90s. But we're going to give it a try, see how we get on. So let's simulate the first season in Portugal with Sporting CP, and let's see what success, if any, we've had with them. So our Sporting Club de Portugal, or Sporting Lisbon, you may call them, has gone very well, as you'll see in the first season here. We have won the league, and we've won the league by quite a clear distance, finishing on 93 points, a full 17 points ahead of FC Porto in second place. In the Champions League, we haven't done great. We've been in a tough group, facing Liverpool and Real Madrid, as well as PSV. PSV winning no games there. We have beat them in the 2 games that we've played, but we weren't good enough to beat Real Madrid and Liverpool as well. That has dropped us into the Europa League, where we made it to the round of 16, and we were put out subsequently by Manchester United. In the Taça de Portugal placard, we have gone out in the 6th round to FC Porto, but we have won the Allianz Cup, as you'll see here, with a 3-1 victory over Porto as well. Porto and Sporting very much, and Benfica very much a 3-horse race through most of those trophies, most of those competitions. But we have come out very successful in that we've won 2 trophies out of the 3 domestic. In terms of the league, as you'll see here, we've gone with, we'll just show you the lineup again very quickly. We have Costa in goal, we have Livramento right back, Gavardio left back, we have Silva and Scalvini in central defence. We have Rice and Bellingham in central midfield with Alex Scott just in front. We have Rene Bargi in the right wing and Andreas Schjelderup on the left wing, and of course Victor Osimhen up front. In terms of the stats, it has gone very, very well in this league. As you will see, we will look at Osimhen first of all. He's played a total of 46 games in all competitions. He has finished the season on 63 goals, which is incredible. As you'll see here from the stats, they all look very, very good, as I'm sure you're already aware, of course. We see Andreas Schjelderup there finishing with 19 goals. Alex Scott is contributing with 15 goals as well. Rene Bargi getting in double figures as well with 11. In terms of assists, which we have here, you'll see that Rene Bargi contributing the most assists with 28. Alex Scott contributing 22. Schjelderup contributing only 11 assists, with a little bit disappointing from him. Declan Rice coming in with 15 assists, and even Bellingham coming in double figures as well with 12 assists. As you'll see in terms of goals as well, Bellingham contributing 8 goals, Declan Rice contributing with 5 goals as well, and even Scalvini contributing with 5 goals of his own also. So it's gone very well for us in Portugal, probably to be expected given that it is one of the easier leagues. There's only a couple of teams, as mentioned, in contention there. So let's fast forward to Italy and see how we get on with Roma. So in Roma, we'll just show you again very quickly the lineup. As you'll see there, we do have a couple of little injury concerns. But looking at the performance again, as you will see, Roma have won the league, which is very, very pleasing. Again, by quite a distance, they've won it by 13 points ahead of AC Milan. Inter Milan coming in only a point behind them as well, and even Napoli coming in only 3 points behind AC Milan. So it's going very well in the Serie A. In the Europa League, we've done very well and just not quite good over that final hurdle. We did lose 2-0 to Arsenal in the Europa League final. As you see there, Saka and Jorginho contributing with the goals just after the hour mark. We did lose Diego Costa to injury during that game. Luckily he was able to stay on. We didn't have to substitute him out or anything. But he did suffer a knock, which may have impacted on the game. I'm not really sure. But we have performed very well. Again, as you'll see, a lot of players have been transferred out. You'll see the likes of Karsdorp has moved out to Southampton. Tammy Abraham has gone to Napoli and so forth. But looking at the stats as well, Victor Osimhen again absolutely smashing the goals. Played 48 games, scored 57 goals. Sheldrup again playing 46 games, contributing 20 goals. Not so much from the other players, nobody else in double figures in this game. We do have, in terms of assists, we have Sheldrup with 11, we have Alex Scott with 17, Bargy with 16, and we even have Gavardio contributing with 10 assists as well. Scalvini again contributing with 2 more goals, and Antonio Silva this time scoring for us. Also, all in all, it has gone pretty well for us in Rome. We have picked up a trophy and a silver medal. In the Coppa Italia, we have got the quarterfinals where we were put out by Atalanta. As you see here very quickly, we did lose 2-1. Atalanta then went on to beat Milan in the semi-final, but then lost to Napoli in the final. So it's gone very well for us in Rome. Let's jump over to London and we'll do a simulation with my team, Tottenham Hotspur. And so we come to Spurs and we've done the exact same thing again. We've transferred out the players to replace the players that were brought in. You'll notice that Hugo Lloris has gone to Porto. We have Pedro Porro has gone to Southampton, so on and so forth. You get the idea from the previous games. In London for Spurs, it has been not as successful now, it has to be said. We did finish in 6th in the league. We did qualify for the Europa League. We have finished there on 68 points. We did lose 10 games during the season, which is a little bit disappointing whenever you look at games like Brentford, Villa, Wolves, Leicester, and Bournemouth, and even Crystal Palace. Certainly some of those games we probably should have won, could have lifted us up the table a little bit. At the very least, we should have qualified for Champions League. I feel we're only 4 points off the ask there. You will notice, however, that Leicester have finished in 3rd place there. I'm not really sure how that's happened, but Leicester have finished in 3rd place, ahead of Man City, ahead of Man United, ahead of Spurs, Chelsea, and Newcastle as well. In the cup competitions, we did get to the quarter-final of the Champions League, where we lost on aggregate to AC Milan. As you'll see there, we lost 3-2 in aggregate. AC Milan then went on to get beat by Liverpool, who did then beat Barcelona in the final of the Champions League as well. So it's gone okay in the Champions League. We got the quarterfinals, it's pretty respectable. In the FA Cup, not so good. We did get the 5th round of that. In the Carabao Cup, we did get the quarterfinals of that, where we were knocked out by Fulham, which is very disappointing as well. Just a quick look on that, and we'll see that Fulham did go on to win the competition, beating Wolves in the final. You'll see there that Wolves did beat Leicester, or did beat Middlesbrough in the final, while Wolves beat Leicester. And in the quarterfinals, Middlesbrough beat Bolton, Fulham beat us, Leicester beat Arsenal, and Wolves beat West Brom. So it's been okay in terms of trophies for Spurs. It's certainly something you could build on for the future. It is a very young team, of course. The average age of the squad is only about 20, 21 years of age. But looking at the stats here, we see that Victor Osimhen played in all 54 games of the season. He did score 48 goals in all competitions. Andreas Sheldrup contributing with 20 goals, Alex Scott contributing with 12, and Rooney Bargy contributing with 14 as well. Again, Scalvini and Silva contributing a couple of goals also. Richarlison even managed to make 21 substitute appearances in 2 starts. He also contributed 5 goals. And Kulusevski contributing with 5 goals as well in the handful of games that he played. So it's gone it's been okay with Spurs. It hasn't been absolutely fantastic. Let's get a look at Bournemouth, who we've done our final test with, and see how they get on. Now, on the south coast, you may or may not be aware, in FM23, Bournemouth are predicted to finish bottom of the table. You could say we've cheated the system a little bit here by signing these top quality players. It has done very, very well for us with Bournemouth. We've actually finished in 6th place, qualifying for Europa League football. We are only 1 point behind both Arsenal and Spurs, as you'll see there, who finished on 66 points each. Spurs getting the goal difference advantage to get the Champions League football. One more win could have put us in Champions League contention, goal difference dependent, which I'm just noticing we would have needed a 2 or 3 goal swing there. Looking at some of the games we've lost there, maybe perhaps we could have done a little bit better. I'm looking at maybe Brentford, Aston Villa. We've lost points to Aston Villa twice. So even draws or a win in any of those games could have seen us do very, very well. For Bournemouth, the players again have done very, very well. As you'll see, Victor Osimhen played in 43 games this season, scored 34 goals as well. Sheldrup contributing with 7 goals. Alex Scott with 4 and Rooney Bargy with 5. Declan Rice even contributing with 6 goals, and again Antonio Silva contributing with a couple of goals as well. So on the South Coast, it has gone very well for us. Obviously, this is a very young team that we've signed. If we look at them here, as mentioned, the average age of the squad is around 21 years of age. Obviously, Rooney Bargy is the youngest there, 16 years of age, with Declan Rice and Victor Osimhen are the eldest players at the age of 23. So in terms of the squad that Football Manager have reported, it is a very good 11 that they've that has been signed. Obviously, I'm sure a lot of FM players, as you will know, you've probably signed 1 or 2 or more of these players during your Football Manager games. It's a very strong lineup, and if you were to pick these guys in the first transfer window, you would obviously need a lot of money to do that. But if you were to sign these players in the first transfer window, you are almost guaranteed to win silverware, to have some success after one season, and if not, certainly building for the future into other seasons. That is it for this Football Manager experiment. I do hope you've enjoyed it. We will be back in the future, of course, with more experimental videos. Until then, thank you very much and take care. Thank you for watching this video. We really hope you've enjoyed it. If you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button below and you will be notified when new videos are available. You can, of course, like, share and comment as well. In the meantime, you can catch one of these recommended videos appearing on screen, and we look forward to seeing you in the next one. Until then, thank you and take care.